I still remember one morning a few years ago when I was seeing Mrs. Helen, a 68-year-old patient. Mrs. Helen was always diligent with yoga, walked daily, ate healthy, and even took protein powder as I recommended. Yet when I checked her muscles, I still noticed she had lost some muscle mass. I looked at her and asked, "Have you ever felt tired or weak, even while keeping up your exercise routine?" She nodded, her eyes full of concern. Mrs. Helen's story made me realize something important that many adults overlook. Eating healthy and exercising isn't enough if you don't pay attention to the type of protein and the timing of absorption. Have you ever experienced this? Trying to exercise and eat right, but still seeing your muscles shrink and strength decline when looking in the mirror? It can be really discouraging. I remember the first time I tried a new approach on myself, eating a cup of cottage cheese before bed. Previously, I only ate protein after workouts or during main meals, never considering that muscles need a slow source of nutrients overnight. In the first week, I already felt a small difference. My muscles weren't fatigued in the morning, and I woke up feeling firmer. Cottage cheese contains casein, a slow-digesting protein that provides continuous nourishment to muscles during sleep, reducing overnight muscle breakdown. Moreover, it's rich in leucine, an amino acid crucial for activating mTOR, the biological switch that triggers muscle repair and growth. Did you know that just 1 cup of cottage cheese provides enough leucine for the body to start building muscle? I also often remind my patients that eating lots of protein isn't always enough. Protein needs to be distributed evenly throughout the day, about 3 to 4 meals, combined with fast-digesting proteins after workouts like eggs, chicken, or whey. I remember Mr. John, 72 years old, when he started applying this strategy. Within just a few weeks, he felt noticeably firmer arm and leg muscles, more flexibility, and a boost in mood. Have you ever thought that your muscles also affect your brain and emotions? Muscles produce myokines, such as irisin, during movement, which helps stimulate BDNF, a key molecule for maintaining memory and stable emotions. These stories, from both my personal experience and my patients, show that maintaining muscle is not just about aesthetics or strength. It is a way to protect independence, mobility, and overall health as we enter our 60s and 70s. With small changes, choosing the right protein, eating at the right times, and staying active consistently, you can keep both your body and brain healthy. Can you imagine that a cup of cottage cheese before bed could be the secret to maintaining your muscles and brain for many years? Looking back at patients like Mrs. Helen and Mr. John, I always remind myself and others that age is not the reason muscles decline. The question is whether we provide our bodies with the signals and raw materials muscles need to keep functioning. That is the message I want to share with you today. It's not just exercise, not just healthy eating, but the timing and type of protein that are the keys to maintaining strength and independence as you age. Did you know that when we sleep, the body actually enters a natural fasting state, lasting 7 to 9 hours? Without a slow-digesting protein source, the body has to pull amino acids from the muscles to maintain function, leading to overnight muscle breakdown that many people don't even notice. I remember Mrs. Helen once asked me, "Doctor, why do I sleep enough but still feel weaker in my muscles?" At that time, I explained that her body needed casein, a slow-digesting protein, and cottage cheese was the perfect food source. Half to 1 cup of cottage cheese before bed provides about 14 grams of protein rich in leucine, released gradually into the bloodstream, like a continuous nutrition flow, feeding the muscles throughout the night. I often compare it to putting the muscles on a nutrition IV while sleeping. The body can maintain protein synthesis without breaking down muscle tissue. Have you ever thought that timing of eating can be more important than the amount of protein? Many people consume plenty of protein during the day, but skip dinner or don't eat before bed, so their muscles still decline even when total protein intake is adequate. I often advise patients to treat cottage cheese before bedtime as the key to protect muscles and maintain strength as they age. Another small tip I apply myself and recommend to patients: add a little cinnamon, a few walnuts, or a teaspoon of honey to enhance flavor and provide extra nutrients, while still keeping the benefits of slow protein. Just this simple change can have a tremendous long-term impact on overnight muscle preservation. When I see patients adopting this habit, especially older adults over 60, I truly notice their muscles are better protected, their spirits are lifted, and most importantly, they maintain independence in daily activities. This is living proof of the power of slow digesting protein before sleep, a simple yet highly effective strategy that many people overlook. I still remember Mr. George, 67 years old, a very dedicated exerciser who always ate plenty of protein, but still noticed his muscles gradually declining. When I asked in detail, I realized he hadn't paid attention to leucine, an essential amino acid that acts as the signal for muscles to start the building and recovery process through mTOR, a critical biological switch. Have you ever heard of leucine? It is the component that tells your muscles it's time to start protein synthesis. Even if you consume enough protein, without leucine, the muscles won't get the signal to grow. 1 cup of cottage cheese before bed, chicken breast, or 2-3 scoops of whey protein all provide enough leucine, around 2.5 to 3 grams per meal, to flip the mTOR switch and activate muscle building. I often tell my patients that supplementing leucine is like appointing a foreman to guide the muscle-building workers. Without leucine, the muscles have the raw materials but no direction, leading to silent muscle loss as we age. When Mr. George applied the leucine threshold protocol, combined with slow-digesting protein before sleep and evenly distributed protein throughout the day, just a few weeks later, he felt his muscles firmer, strength increased, and his mood noticeably improved. This clearly demonstrates that protein quality, especially leucine, is more important than just total protein quantity. I still clearly remember one evening when I was consulting Mrs. Helen, 68 years old. She was very diligent with yoga, walked regularly, ate healthily, yet still complained of muscle fatigue in the morning. I asked her, "Have you ever felt your muscles weaker after sleep?" She nodded, eyes filled with concern. At that moment, I explained that the body enters a natural fasting state for 7 to 9 hours during sleep. Without slow digesting protein, muscles have to take amino acids from their own tissue, leading to muscle breakdown. Half to 1 cup of cottage cheese before bed is an excellent solution. It contains casein, a slow digesting protein, rich in leucine, the signal that allows muscles to receive nutrients continuously overnight, reducing breakdown and enhancing protein synthesis. I often describe it like putting your muscles on a nutritional IV while you sleep. The body has a continuous source of energy to recover without having to break down itself for nutrients. Have you ever thought that timing your meals can be more important than the amount of protein? Many people eat enough protein during the day but skip the bedtime portion, causing muscles to still decline overnight. This small habit, eating slow digesting protein before sleep, has a long-term impact on muscles, especially for those over 60. A little tip I often use for myself and my patients is adding a bit of cinnamon, a few walnuts, or a spoonful of honey to cottage cheese to enhance flavor and provide extra nutrients while still preserving the benefits of slow protein. These simple changes truly help muscles stay nourished overnight, improving strength, maintaining flexibility, and preserving independence in daily activities. When I see patients like Mrs. Helen adopt this habit, I notice their muscles become firmer, their mood lifts, and most importantly, they maintain confidence and independence in life. This is a vivid demonstration of the power of slow digesting protein before sleep, a simple yet effective strategy that not everyone knows or implements correctly. I remember meeting Mrs. Margaret, 70 years old, a patient very concerned about her health, but often consumed most of her protein at dinner. She asked, "Doctor, I eat enough protein, but my muscles are still shrinking. Why is that?" I explained that the body not only needs the total amount of protein, but also needs it evenly distributed throughout the day so muscles receive nutrients continuously and don't experience nutritional fasting between meals. Have you ever felt your muscles sore or weak even when eating enough? The habit of consuming most protein in a single meal prevents the body from absorbing it efficiently. Excess protein is not fully utilized, and muscles continue to break down during periods of insufficient nutrition. A simple strategy I recommend to patients is to provide 20 to 40 grams of protein at each main meal, prioritizing protein rich in leucine, such as eggs, chicken breast, fish, cottage cheese, or whey. This way, muscles continuously receive the building signal, optimizing protein synthesis maintaining strength, and preserving flexibility with age. I also recall Mr. Robert, 68 years old. When he applied this approach, after just a few weeks, his muscles became firmer, he moved more easily, and his mood improved significantly. He told me, "Doctor, I never expected that simply spreading protein throughout the day would make such a big difference." In addition, distributing protein evenly helps regulate blood sugar, supports brain function, and stabilizes mood, because continuously nourished muscles release myokines, such as irisin, which stimulate BDNF, a molecule essential for memory and mental clarity. Have you ever thought that how you eat protein during the day is just as important as exercise or total protein intake? This small habit is one of the keys to maintaining muscles and long-term health as you enter your 60s and 70s. Did you know that muscles not only help you move, but also communicate with the brain? When you exercise, muscles release myokines, such as irisin, which travel through the bloodstream to stimulate the production of BDNF, a molecule extremely important for memory, learning, and emotions. I still remember meeting Mrs. Linda, 66 years old, who was always worried about declining memory. She exercised regularly but didn't understand the connection between muscles and the brain. When I explained that maintaining strong muscles through protein and physical activity is a natural way to feed the brain, she was surprised and eager to try it. After just a few weeks, she felt mentally sharper, remembered things better, and regained a sense of confidence. This shows that muscles are not just movement machines, but also support brain health, improving memory, learning, and emotional stability. When muscles are strong, the brain is positively activated, creating a mutually beneficial cycle. Have you ever thought that strong muscles can help you maintain mental clarity and emotional stability as you age? This is exactly why combining regular exercise with proper protein nutrition is so important. I still remember Mr. Paul, 69 years old, who came to the clinic, worried about osteoporosis and gradual weight gain with age. During our conversation, I realized he hadn't paid attention to protein sources rich in calcium, like cottage cheese. I explained that besides nourishing muscles, cottage cheese also provides calcium and vitamin D, helping strengthen bones, reduce the risk of fractures, and maintain overall body strength. Have you ever worried that your muscles are strong but your bones are weak, making you prone to falls? Combining proper protein intake with regular exercise not only helps muscles grow, but also maintains stable body weight, controls excess fat, and improves heart health. I often illustrate to patients that muscles and bones are like the two pillars of your body's house. If one pillar is weak, the whole structure becomes unstable. Just by developing the habit of eating a cup of cottage cheese, I always remind my patients that regular physical activity is just as important as proper nutrition. I remember meeting Mrs. Susan, 72 years old, who often felt tired and weak after walking a few long steps. During our conversation, I advised her to aim for 7,000 to 10,000 steps per day, combined with strength training 3 to 4 times a week using weights, resistance bands, or bodyweight exercises. Have you ever felt the desire to improve your health but didn't know where to start? Maintaining daily activity like this helps muscles continuously receive growth signals, increases strength, improves balance and flexibility. Moreover, it stimulates the release of myokines, supports brain health, regulates blood sugar, and helps maintain body weight. I often liken this habit to regular maintenance for the body. Just a few short walks combined with strength training a few times a week stimulates muscles and bones, boosts energy, and lifts the spirit. Mrs. Susan followed this routine, and within a month, she walked more easily, her muscles were firmer, and she felt safer in her daily activities. I often remind my patients that muscle loss is not an inevitable part of aging. I remember meeting Mr. Richard, 71 years old, still very active but complaining that his muscles were weakening quickly. When reviewing his diet and lifestyle, I realized the main reason was a lack of signals and building blocks for muscle repair and growth. Have you ever wondered why muscles still decrease with age, even if you eat healthily and exercise regularly? In reality, if you don't consume the right type of protein at the right time, your muscles won't get enough leucine, the mTOR switch signal, and amino acids, the building blocks for muscle, leading to silent muscle breakdown over time. I explained to Mr. Richard that eating leucine-rich protein like cottage cheese, eggs, chicken breast, or fish, evenly distributed throughout the day and combined with regular physical activity, is how muscles get the necessary signals and materials to maintain strength. He followed this approach and within a few weeks noticed firmer, more flexible muscles, and most importantly, retained independence in daily activities. This is clear evidence that aging doesn't automatically take away your muscles. Your diet and exercise habits determine your strength, flexibility, and ability to stay independent as you grow older. I often remind my patients that long-term health is the result of consistent habits, not quick fixes. I still remember Mrs. Clara, 68 years old, who always wanted to stay youthful and strong, but often neglected proper sleep and regular activity. When I guided her to combine 7 to 9 hours of sleep, strength training 3-4 times per week, walking 10,000 steps daily, along with consuming the right type of protein at the right time, she noticed within a few weeks that her muscles felt firmer, her mind clearer, and her energy levels surged. Have you ever felt discouraged when exercising without seeing noticeable results? In reality, maintaining consistent habits is the key. Adequate sleep helps the body recover. Exercise stimulates muscles to produce myokines that support the brain, and the right protein at the right time provides the building blocks needed for muscles to grow and maintain strength. These habits not only protect muscles but also support brain health, stabilize weight, and boost overall immunity. When fully combined, you not only prevent muscle loss, but also maintain independence, energy, and quality of life as you enter your 60s, 70s, and beyond.